Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Mystic Moon bringing you guys a reading today. This one is called Destined Lovers. Why did you meet? So we're going to go ahead and take a look at a deep soul connection that you have with another person. I do tend to channel for those that are experiencing either separations or challenges in their connection. So keep that in mind, but obviously just take what resonates for you and get rid of anything that doesn't. All the decks I'm going to use here today, I will list them all down below in the order that I use them. We're going to do some of this reading here on this channel, and then we're going to go a little bit deeper over on the extended. So I will put that link down below if you guys would like to take a look at that reading. So if you have any issues with the extended reading, by the way, you can go ahead and just email me at mysticmoonoracles@gmail.com, and I can always send you the direct link. I've heard the last few videos that I've done that some of you are having a few issues. There could be a glitch or something. So we can easily rectify that just by contacting me through email, okay? So anyways, you guys, today's Organite is called The Divine Lovers. This is created by Michelle from Wing and Bell, and let's just dive right into the messages. So we're going to take a look, and we're going to see, who were you? So the person watching this video, who were you when you met this person, and what did you ultimately bring to the connection, okay? So this deck here, this is called the Lovers Tarot. And it's got like really big cards, but I don't know, I just felt guided to use them here today. So we're going to go ahead and get a major energy. So the major energy that you were in when you met this person. So this is, of course, past tense. And what you brought to the connection ultimately. Let's look at this energy. Who are you, the viewer? Ooh, we have the Emperor. So it could be you guys that you're an Aries, okay? Fiery energy here. But the Emperor usually is somebody who's very dominant, somebody that's very headstrong. They know exactly what they want. They are a born leader, and they're not one to just passively just stand by and let someone else call the shots. So what I'm getting here is that you came into this connection with a little bit, even if you're a female, it doesn't matter. You came in with this masculine energy. And this could have challenged your person, or this could have worked just perfectly well. But we definitely have you coming through with this very confident, headstrong, driven energy and vibe. What I'm also getting is that you're not afraid, or you were not afraid to tell someone what it is that you were looking for, what it is that you wanted. So you spoke up. You weren't, soft. It's not that you weren't soft-spoken, but you definitely spoke your mind, okay? You were not afraid to tell people what you were looking for or how you felt in situations. So let's go ahead and get an archetype to go with this. Let's see, this is an archetype deck here. It's called the Citadel Oracle. Let's see what archetype you're coming through with when you met this person. You could have also brought a lot of structure to this person's life as well. Maybe even, inspire them to be more responsible because, if you have a really good work ethic and you're responsible for your life, you take responsibility, this could have inspired someone that was not really in that energy to want to do the same or want to have that for themselves. So you could have been a real inspiration for this individual. All right, let's go ahead and get the archetype. We have the Botanist, Parenthood, Legacy. Okay, that's very interesting. I mean, some of you guys could have been really good with like flowers, or you work with flowers or nature, gardening, things like that, tending to your own garden. But it does say parenthood and legacy. So some of you guys could have been a parent when you met this person, or what I'm also picking up on is that this individual saw you as someone that, like I said, brought a lot of structure, brought something to the table, such as, being a parent, a good domestic partner, somebody to share a life with, to build an empire and a legacy with. But you could have already came into the situation with children, okay? I am seeing that. Definitely somebody, though, that I feel this Empress energy and Emperor energy. So it's a very driven, I feel like it's a very driven, masculine, feminine vibe here. And you brought this vibe to this person, to this connection, to this situation, where you guys could really build something, build an empire, build a garden. You were a good person for this individual to almost like project, I don't want to say a fantasy, but project some sort of idea on that. Wow, you're a real catch. You're that person that I could see as my wife or my husband, or somebody that I want to have children with. Very interesting. So let's go ahead and get a couple of tarot cards just to kind of go into some details. This is called the Art of Life Tarot. What other vibes and energy did you bring into this person's life? So yeah, the one other thing I'm actually getting to is that even if this is your personality, on the outside, very soft, very feminine, okay? So I'm kind of getting that because the majority of my viewers are feminines, it's not saying that you came in as the masculine. You came in with this very driven masculine vibe, but you were not the masculine. But you did have this soft exterior. You definitely had this feminine vibe and look as well. So maybe you were just balanced. You were balanced in both your masculine and feminine, okay? Yeah, see, there it is, the Empress. And I just feel like that's why Spirit's bringing this forth immediately. You need to understand that you weren't the masculine, but you were very balanced in these energies. You may have almost like presented yourself as more of that masculine mentally, but physically you were the feminine, the Empress. So this is a masculine and feminine vibe here, counterpart energy. So I feel like you came in and you met your counterpart. You felt a very significant connection with this person. There was definitely a complementary energy here for both of you, really. So that's what you brought in. But it says here, only passions, great passions can elevate the soul to great things. So I feel like you elevated this person's soul. You inspired them to want to create great things for themselves. So I feel like you were a muse for this person, actually. You brought out your counterpart. You brought out who they really are. You reminded them of who they really are, their greatest potential. So I definitely get counterpart energy here for sure. All right, let's see what else. So this Empress is Venus energy, so Taurus and Libra. We also have Aries. We have the Fool's energy, which is Uranus's energy, Aquarius. So this is, you must live in the present, launch yourself on every wave, find your eternity in each moment. So this, of course, the Fool is somebody that does live in the moment. There's somebody that is in touch with their inner child. They have children, I feel, or they know how to nurture children. So the fact that we have parenthood here, this individual could have saw you as a parent. They could have saw you as someone that was very nurturing to them, made them feel safe, made them feel, you made them feel a certain way. You just had that vibe to you. And this person felt safe in your presence is what I'm getting here. Okay. So in a way, it's like you may have inspired them creatively, brought out their talents, or reminded them, like I said, of who they really are, just their talents and what they're meant to do in this life. But what you also brought out in them is their inner child. Now, sometimes that inner child, especially if there are wounds that still need to be healed or traumas that maybe we have pushed down and haven't dealt with, this could also come out in this person as well. So at first it could have been you're a breath of fresh air, you're a savior. But then, as we know, parents also have another side. The parent reminds the child of the things that they need to do and that they have to take responsibility, and sometimes there are consequences for their action. So sometimes people that don't want to grow or don't want to take responsibility can run for the hills. So I kind of feel like you may have brought that vibe out in this person as well. You know, I feel good in your presence, but also if we're having issues or problems, or I feel like you're trying to either change me or box me in, then I might run for the hills. So I'm getting that vibe too. There might have also been a part of you, even though you were structured, you had this other side of you that was very free. That could have threatened this person, or they could have reveled in it. And we have Eight of Cups. Very interesting. This is about walking away. You could have come into this connection off of another relationship. Okay, so meaning like you could have just, gotten through a divorce or a big breakup, or you just went through a lot of stuff. So we have someone who's carrying this baggage, and then we have this woman here, so she seems to be crying. So I do feel like this is significant. I feel like this is the feminine, and that's the person watching the video, and the masculine had too much baggage and needed to fly the nest, needed to go away for a while. You might have even had to walk away or let this person go, and it really hurts you to have to do this, but that's what you had to do. So there's some sort of a necessary walking away that immediately is in the air when you come into this connection with this person. But I feel it didn't happen immediately. It was either after a couple of months. 8 could be significant to your connection, so that could be August, or it could be between 4 and 8, so that would be about 4 months. So this could have been a short-lived connection, about 4 months or something like that. But it says, in each loss there is a gain. As in every gain, there is a loss. And with each ending comes a new beginning. So to me, this is like bittersweet. We're letting somebody go because we know that they're not ready. And I almost feel like that's the mother that's like kind of sending the son off to like college to learn, or just to go his own way for a while. So there's a motherly energy here that you brought to the connection, a nurturing vibe, but I feel like somebody was not ready to take responsibility and grow or be in this kind of connection. And you might have found yourself really wanting to parent this person. And like I said, that could be, part of the shadow, as in this person isn't yours to parent. They're not your responsibility, but yet they bring out this vibe in you. So a lot of stuff coming through with that. Let's see who your person was, okay? When they came into the connection, who were they? Who was your person when they came into the connection? What did they bring into the table? Okay, so we have Justice, Libra's energy, okay? All right, so Libra is also connected to Venus. So this person could have been someone who, their tastes were very important to them. They had impeccable taste. They could have been very, let's just say, artistic. So they loved the beauty of things around them. They wanted things to look really good. So their home, or the way that they looked or carried themselves on the outside, could have been very important to them. They may have also not been the kind of person like you, to where they spoke their mind. Sometimes Libras can hold back. Well, an Aries would never hold back. So to me, this is like a different style of communication. So even though maybe you're the feminine, like you're female on the outside, your masculine was quite advanced. This person's masculine side was not as advanced as yours. So it makes sense why the two of you came together, because you were going to balance each other out. There's also karma that's connected to Justice. I feel like your person probably has had a lot of either baggage or karma. We can see that here. Baggage or karma that they were still dealing with or working out. They could have also had other contracts going on at the same time that you met this person. They could have been married, or they could have just had some sort of emotional entanglement elsewhere. But there may not have been any third party, so please just take that if it resonates for you. But I feel like this person, you felt very calm for them. There was a calming effect that you had on their life. But the thing is, when things get a little too tough, sometimes the energy here can be to just cut you out without an explanation. So somebody could have just cut off contact, ghosted you, felt like they just needed to take that sword and just, cut you out because maybe you were the problem. You were bringing a lot of chaos to their life. Maybe without you, they could travel lighter. So they could have felt like you just didn't belong in their life. I don't know if that's a story for you guys, but that's coming through. So this person could have been very cutthroat. This is Libra. It's an air sign and air energy. I feel like you're fire and this person might be air. There's air is logical, right? We're using our rationale. We're not really using our feelings or our passions. Aries energy is driven by their passion, their fire, right? This air sign is driven more about, if I don't feel peaceful or if I feel a certain way, then I'm out. So I do feel like you're dealing with someone, or did in the past dealt with somebody who, when the going got tough, they wanted to like exit the building, right? So let's go ahead and get an archetype connected to them. I feel like you were dealing with like child, and they just didn't want to do what you wanted. So they really rebelled, is what I'm getting here. We have the miser. So yeah, see, stubbornness and inflexibility. So you're dealing with somebody that just wasn't as flexible as you. They could have been just very narrow-minded. they just maybe were just too much in their head about things, and instead of really taking the time to feel their feelings, just kind of just wanting to push anything out that's making them feel uncomfortable. So this individual, I just feel, probably just was not in this growth energy that you were in. Like, you're very much the parent. There's flowers here. There's this vibe here of wanting to tend to a garden and realizing that a garden takes time. It takes effort, care. That's your vibe. This vibe is a little bit different. This vibe is, if it's not making me feel good right away or in the moment, then I'm out. And I just am getting that cutthroat energy from your person. So somebody that doesn't want to deal with their crap will sometimes avoid. So this could be an avoidant personality type that you guys dealt with. Somebody that just wants to avoid feeling uncomfortable. They don't want to deal with it. So whatever, when you came in, you represented this very nurturing, amazing vibe. But when things started getting serious, or when you wanted to address things head on, because that's who you were, this person couldn't deal. That's what I'm getting here. They couldn't deal. So we have the Two of Pentacles, which is an up and down vibe. It's a very unstable vibe. And that's just what I'm getting here. It says, happiness is not in the mere possession of money. It lies in the joy of achievement, in the thrill of creative effort. So what I'm getting here is that this is not about, this is about work. Like, it takes work. It takes time. And I just feel like this person was very impatient. Again, inflexible, didn't want to change, didn't want to take responsibility for their part in the connection. And so it was just easier to travel light and to just move on to the next situation. So I am getting here that that's probably how this went down. Yeah, you have a Page of Wands. This is someone who is a student. This is somebody who's kind of younger, somebody who's not as mature or seasoned as you. And again, there's that parent-child vibe coming through. The Wands, the Page of Wands is very, very curious. Wants to learn, wants to travel, wants to experience things in the moment. Very spontaneous type of energy here. So I definitely get like this Page of Wands full vibe for your person. And the reason why is because obviously those two cards came up, but that's the vibe. So it says it's never too late to be what you might have become. So this could be someone who's a seeker as well. They're really seeking to matter in the world. They're really seeking to make it big, to achieve great things. So if anything is holding them back or standing in their way, I feel like they could definitely try to break out of anything that's restricting them. Yeah, we have the Three of Pentacles. So this person's like pentacles could have been very important to this person. Money, possessions. But happiness is not in possessions of money. It could be that your person, when you met them, they may not have been balanced in that lesson or understanding of life. That money does not buy happiness. Yes, I mean, it can buy comfortability, it can buy things, but at the end of the day, it doesn't necessarily buy happiness. It doesn't make you feel whole. You can still have a shit ton of money, but feel empty and like dog shit deep down inside. But I feel like this person didn't understand that or know that. They hadn't experienced that yet. So they still had this lesson to learn. Because remember, I was talking about they still had some sort of karmic lessons to learn when you came in together. And I feel like you were much more in control of the lessons that you had learned. You had already gone through so much. So there's a maturity difference here. The reward of a thing well done is to have done it. Yeah, so it's like your person felt like they had to do certain things. So it may not have even been that you were necessarily putting pressure on them, but they could have just felt like something was missing in their life, and could have been success. They could have just had this ambition that kept forcing them and pushing them to create or achieve great things. And it may just have been that they looked at your connection as perhaps like bad timing, or was going to stifle their style or hold them back in some way from being able to go after these big dreams. Okay. So if that's resonating with you guys, that's what we have so far. So let's see what was triggered within you by this person, and then vice versa. Okay. So what was triggered within you, vice versa? Let's look. Sorry, I can't grab these freaking cards. All right. This is called the Mystical Healing Reading Cards. What was triggered within you by this person? Okay, so we have release fear. Okay. So obviously when you came together with this individual, your fears could have been triggered. Okay. Your fears of something not working out, this person not caring about you or loving you, or whatever you guys were building at the time. You know, what were you losing it? Was it going to fall apart? Were you going to ultimately end up not with this person? So there could have been a lot of fears that they triggered up within you, and you could have really held on more tightly to this individual, because I'm getting here that they were perhaps an avoidant. They were an avoidant personality, and because of their avoidant love style, when someone is not avoidant, it can really trigger another person, even if they're not anxious. It can trigger that energy. Because when like you're just kind of moving along with someone and things are great, and then all of a sudden you feel them pulling away and it doesn't make any sense and they don't say anything. It's just an energy and a vibe. And then you try to get clarity and the person kind of gaslights you and says, no, nothing's wrong, but you know deep down inside something is wrong. That's what I'm getting for this person. And you knew that something was up, but yet you just kept feeling crazy. That's what I'm seeing. You just kept feeling crazy. And it's unfortunate because this person wasn't really doing a good job. And I feel like they just didn't have the tools, but they weren't doing a good job of explaining to you that maybe they just weren't ready. Maybe they just didn't want the same things as you. They did not know how to find their words to explain this to you. They were very passive, and it got out of control is what I'm seeing here. It got out of control. Okay, so let's see what else. This is called the Tarot Sevenfold by Robert Place. Yeah, Fool's energy. So this person's fool-like behavior, I don't want to say necessarily foolish, but fool-like behavior, this created issues. Because it's like you may have been the kind of person where you weren't even really trying to be controlling. But this person is so scared or so anti, let's just say, structure, that anything that you possibly brought in, remember your emperor vibe, this just could have been too much for this person. So that's not really your issue. It's actually theirs. But for some reason, it's like you started taking on this person's issues. You started to perhaps question yourself or blame yourself. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong to make this person want to just release me and walk away from me? What did I do? So this brought up a lot of abandonment wounds for you. This brought up just a lot of confusion and just a lot of anguish and sadness is what I'm getting here. Brought a lot of stuff up, and it could be childhood trauma too with that Fool's energy. Wow. Yeah. This person may have just it was a death. Like they just cut you out and you were just like, I don't understand. I don't understand how we could go from building something so great or having a good time and you're so into me to you're so not into me. How does that just happen overnight? So I feel like this person was just like, they just dove right in with open arms. They just let's jump off this cliff. Let's just experience this amazing feeling, this love, and then bam, done. I'm done now. And it leaves you in pieces. It leaves you feeling like, I don't even know what the hell just happened. How can someone just flip a switch? And I just feel like that's who this person is. They flip switches, and a lot of people will probably take it personally and think it's something that they did, but actually there's something going on deep down with this person. They got a lot of growing to do. And I just feel where you're at and where you were when you came into the connection, you came in looking to build. You came in looking to take responsibility. You came in headstrong. But this person, no. They had more of this withdrawn, not wanting to deal with, very passive vibe. And they could have even been passive aggressive, unfortunately. And passive aggressiveness comes from unhealed trauma and wounds. And that's what I feel is going on with your person. Okay. Damn, holy smokes. What I'm seeing with these three major arcanas, you guys, is that this was a major shakeup for your life. Tower. Okay? This is ruled by Mars. So Mars has that Aries vibe, but it also has a Scorpio vibe too. And we do have Scorpio here with death. So to me, this rocked your world. Okay. It tore down everything. Like, this could have been a total devastating shock to you. Like, it came out of nowhere. You were very surprised. It was just like very unexpected. But this shakeup, this ending, whatever happened with this person, I feel has been extremely transformative for you as a person. So they were supposed to come in and like fire, it hit you, it woke you up, it gave you some kind of revelation, but it was a painful one. It was very, very painful. I feel like you dove in and you felt some sort of amazing connection, but you also equally felt the devastation that came with the loss of this connection. So whether you ended it or they ended it, it doesn't matter. There was a death here. You felt like an actual death, a death of your ego, a death of your just heart, just a major death. But as you came into the connection, you're very much a person that's up for the challenge, up for the lessons. And I feel like this person, because of their style, they're having a more difficult time learning things. And maybe you were just not the person at the time that was meant to show them these lessons. It could be that they had other karmic contracts that were going to show them something about themselves. That's what I'm seeing here. So let's see what was triggered within your person. What was triggered within your person? What did you trigger within them? Wow. Learn from karma. You know, it's interesting that I just said what I said. I just feel like, yes, I mean, you're a part of your person's lessons, but you're not their entire lesson. This person you learned more from this person than I feel other people in your life. Like, this one was pretty major for you. For your person, they're going to learn, but it's going to be from karma and other situations. So they don't learn it right away. Like, whatever you needed to learn from this individual and this experience, like, you took the time to feel it so you could heal it. This person's running away from their feelings. So they're going to learn from karma elsewhere. And I feel like that's probably why they came up as the Justice card. I don't remember if you guys remember me saying this, but this person had a lot of karma attached to them already. They had a lot of karmic lessons that they were still undergoing. So I almost feel like they came in with a lot of baggage and it just wasn't going to work. Okay, so this is called I don't know what this is called, but it's another deck by Robert Place. The Alchemical Tarot, that's what it's called. Okay. What else did you bring in here? Queen of Swords. Okay, so the Queen of Swords is serious. It's Libra's energy as well. So I think that that's very interesting here. You and this individual, you guys have some leftover unfinished business and karma. Okay, so even after you part, there's this karma that's still existing between the two of you. It's not over. Now, you may learn from it later. You may be able to pick back up and clear that karma later. But I just feel that at the time, you guys could not clear this karma. This person could not learn their lesson. They could not understand at the time. But you being the Queen of Swords, you may have understood that. You may have just been very crystal clear. You may have also become very angry, is what I'm seeing here. But remember, this is what you trigger within them. The Queen of Swords is somebody who will just cut people out. And remember, I was saying that's kind of how this person is. They feel uncomfortable, they cut out. They don't want to feel anything. They're very much operating from their head, not their heart. So you triggered. So it's like they may have feared your words. They may have feared your serious business, emperor attitude, and they didn't want to deal with it. So they just cut out. That's what I'm getting here. So you intimidated this person. That's what you triggered within them, is intimidation. And they didn't want to deal with something. So they ran. We also have the Queen of Wands. So do you see, I feel like this Wands fiery energy here, Queen of Staffs, that's Queen of Wands. This is confidence. You triggered this spark in them. You triggered this passion. You triggered this inspiration. You triggered their creative side. So it's not that you just triggered this like feeling of wanting to run. No, I feel like especially at first, you probably triggered a lot of this person's fire and passion and reminded them of who they truly are. So you woke them up in a sense. But I just feel with what I'm seeing so far that they were just not on the same page with their ascension. They were not mature enough or seasoned enough to be able to do something amazing with this connection. They just couldn't. They didn't have enough under their belt yet. So remember I said fire and air? This is who you guys were to each other. Fire and air. Very fiery energy, and they were very air element energy. So this to me is just somebody running, like that you're in touch with yourself. You know who you are with that fiery energy, that fiery nature. The air energy is very logical, looking at things, not believing things, not trusting, not using the intuition. They're using the intellect. So you're running your life just by what you see on the outside. The fiery people are really focusing on how things make them feel. They're in touch with their souls. So I just feel like this is you, the person watching the video, and this is your person. And this just clashed. And now we have the moon's energy. Pisces, Cancer energy, watery vibe. The moon is, I feel, somebody that just had not embraced their shadow. They hadn't done their shadow work yet. I mean, you could have brought out a lot of fantasy for this person. Like, they could have really idealized you when you first came together. Like, oh my God, you're the person of my dreams. You're everything that I've wanted. You're beautiful. You're amazing. And you were just like, wow, this is amazing. So you opened yourself up to it and you went in. But I feel like this person spit you out in the end. They had a very beautiful, dreamy, amazing side, but then they also had a dark side, and their dark side, their shadow side came out and really caused a lot of pain for you. Okay? But the moon is also very like mystical, very psychic, very magical, very dreamy, very mysterious. But it also comes with that dark side too, which is illusions, fantasy, deception, hiding. So I just feel that you brought out the best in this person. Well, I'm not going to say you brought this out. You triggered the best in this person, but you also triggered this person's shadow side. And if they were not strong enough, which I'm seeing that they were not, that shadow took over and caused this person to either cut you out, hurt you, mistreat you, and run for the hills. That's what I'm seeing. So anyways, you guys, that's what we have so far. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over into the extended. I'll put that link down below where you guys can access the reading. We're going to go into what is this connection in Spirit's eyes. So what does Spirit want to label this connection? Okay. And then we're going to look into what trials and tribulations will this connection go through basically now until reconciliation. Also, who are you to this person now, and what they wish to communicate to you about this entire situation and everything went down from their higher self. So anyways, you guys, hope to see you over there. And if not, thank you so much for watching. You guys take care. Bye-bye.